You are listening to A Quiet Mind. Our goal of self-acceptance is an incredible step in the right direction. Starting here and starting now by acceptance of what is at this moment is an incredible journey. But the next step in this journey will be not only acceptance of ourselves, acceptance of our surroundings, acceptance of how our life is right now at this very moment, how we are, how our thoughts are, everything that makes us up in that ideal that we have of what we call the self, or what we refer to as the self. There's an important next part to this that will take us even further into understanding ourselves. Once we understand our own self-nature, we will easily be able to understand the nature of other people. Because basically, believe it or not, we are all having exactly the same experience. Through this, we will eventually develop empathy for others. But let's start here at acceptance. Acceptance of other people. For instance, if we're in a traffic jam, we know that not only are we feeling extremely frustrated and tense and anxious, but so are all of those around us. So this is easy to see, and it's easy to have empathy in situations like this if we can turn our attention to that in that moment, rather than getting caught up in the tension of, I'm in traffic right now and I'm angry, I'm upset, I need to get somewhere, I need to get to work, I'm late, the boss is going to be upset with me. Why not in that moment just take the time to become aware of the fact that everyone else around you is probably experiencing exactly the same thing. So we need to accept those around us, because this will lead to more acceptance of ourselves and a deeper understanding of how we operate. We need to accept people for who they are. We need to stop the condemning and the judging of others, just for a moment. All I'm asking here is for you to realize that next moment you're about to make a judgment on someone else, you're about to blow up, you're about to lose your temper, that right before that moment that you're about to blow up or lose your temper, that you see the other person for who they are and accept them. No longer judging, no longer condemning them for their actions, because you can simply see yourself in that person, because you have been there before. And it's our judgments that we have of people and how people are supposed to act in certain situations that keep us from being able to accept them. When we accept others in these moments, we will feel a deeper peace within ourselves. We will stop having to label and expect people to behave in certain ways at certain times, because these expectations that we have of others really are quite unreasonable. And this is something that may be hard to fathom at first, but it really is quite unreasonable for us to be putting demands on other people around us to behave in certain ways just because we believe that that is the way people should behave. Start looking around you and seeing where you are passing judgment on others, where you're passing judgment on the way people are behaving, the way they talk, the spiritual religious beliefs that they may have, the way they dress, anything about other people that you could notice that you're judging. In that moment, if you could just hear that clear sound of the bell that's on our podcast here, and for a moment, just listen to that sound as it dies away, quieting your mind and bringing to yourself to a place of acceptance. You can even say to yourself, I'm having a hard time with this person or this situation that I'm in right now, and I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to observe this. Just observe the situation. I don't want you to condemn yourself for your judgment of others and the fact that you do condemn people, because we all do it, but I don't want you to condemn yourself in order to bring about this impetus for change, because when we do that, we set into motion a very old and deep habit that we have of making ourselves wrong by judging ourselves so that we will make a change. And we spoke of that a bit in our last podcast, and that's not what we want to do here. We just want to be aware of it. And what I mean by be aware of it is this, is that there's a lot of time that we spend in what I would call kind of a sleepwalking state, where we are just kind of going about our lives in just automatic pilot, basically. And we have stopped being aware of who we are and where we are and what is pertaining in this moment, because seemingly parts of our lives have become mundane and routine. So we have stopped being aware of what's going on in the present moment. So basically, this is another spiritual step, another foundation in our spiritual growth that we want to take a deep look at, and that is self-awareness. And this is a good exercise to watch how you automatically are reacting to those around you, people around you, making your judgments, not accepting what is going on in the moment right now. Because whenever we have tension, if we simply slow down long enough and put our attention on it, we'll see that the reason that we are having tension is because we are not accepting the situation at hand right now for what it is. We desperately want the situation to change. And this creates tension. So when we are reacting to a person around us that is somehow pushing our buttons, so to speak, in that moment, becoming aware, we can see that we are making these judgments and that they are making us uncomfortable and the people around us very uncomfortable. So as you go about your day today, notice when you have a reaction to someone. Notice when you are possibly judging them or condemning them and not accepting them for who they are, because this will bring you into the moment. And that's where we want to be, in the here and now, present.